Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Partners in Marriage podcast. I'm your host, Dr. J, and it is a privilege and a pleasure for being able to come this way and share with you. I am so excited that I got you on board today. Listen, before we get into that, remember, follow us on every form of social media out there. Look us up, follow us, come with us on some of our workshops and trainings. We want you to be up to date on everything possible when we talk about marriage and relationships. Today, I want to just be straight up with you, real talk about what's happening in this society, this day and time, as well as how it's affecting marriages and relationships in general, and specifically marriage and yours when we talk about marriage. When we look at what people are thinking and processing, it's a day where everything is just about me. It's what I call the WIIFM, what's in it for me. That's the station everybody is locked in on. When I say everybody, this is general. You may be okay. Everything about your life may be upsy, rosy, and dozy, and whatever else you want to call it. But for generally speaking, this is a day of people just wanting the me mentality. And what I think, what I feel, my truth. When you hear these terminologies, and I tend to cringe because I come from a generation of long marriages, people just in it until they die. They go in it young, they stay in it till they die. They learn how to go through difficult times, and because we had pressures in different places. And it was a time where you had to make up your mind that you're going to stick it out. It didn't mean that everybody that were married did what they were supposed to do, but they learned how to overcome some difficult things. They learned how to forgive and not just carry the anger and frustration on the inside. So what I want to talk with you about today is the spiritual you. Now, we've been talking over the years about how to deal with your circle of influence, and that's important because if you don't recognize how to deal with the things you can change, which is your circle of influence, dealing with the things you have control over. And if you get caught out there in that circle of things you have no influence over, you will be eaten alive by everybody and everything out there. So that's good, circle of influence. Also, we talked about communicating. The areas where people have where issues are going to come up simply because we are human. Sex, communicating, talking about money, dealing with raising children, all the financial situations that are facing us, what kind of church you want to be involved in, your activities after, before, finding good times or special times together. We've done all those things, and I want you to still deal with that. But today, this moment, I want you to think about the spiritual you, because who you are is a spirit with a soul in a body. You are a spirit with a soul in a body, or you are a soul with a spirit in a body, but you're definitely not a body only. You can't live by your body alone. And you must be spiritual. And this is important. If you're not spiritual first, it's going to cause a lot of other things to fall out of line and make it difficult for you and your spouse to begin to overcome some of these things that we're dealing with today. And what I mean by that is spiritual, meaning not spooky spiritual, but I mean really recognizing that you have a spirit, and you have to be able to master things that are outside of the visible you, where your faith is and your confidence in God Himself, your hope in His word and how it's going to help you overcome situations. The strength that He gives you inside of you first to become the person that He wants you to be and called you to be. The very vision that He's given you to accomplish certain things. And then not only with that vision, the strength that He gives you, the people around you, being able to see those people more than just individuals who you can glean from, but also those who challenge you, who make you accountable, all those, and being grateful for that. And then, of course, being spiritual means being able to forgive. Let things go, not hold all of these things inside of you. So I want to be real with you. I want you to take a moment and think about who is the spiritual, who's in charge in you, your spirit or your body. Are you ruled by your desires, your man, the ego, or you're ruled by the things that are just physically in front of you, your hunger, your appetite? And that appetite can be anything from not just food, but sex and lust and trying to be known, those sorts of things, which can really, truly bring you into a place where you'll lose the real you and the family. You see, you can see it today all around us that people have lost a lot of the basic love for life and for God. For instance, just getting outdoors and walking, being there with nature, taking deep breaths, and getting the clean air of outside and inside of you, and learning, just shutting down a lot of this media, especially the news. There have been times that I have shut down any kind of news, any of it, for 6 months. I mean, 6 months at a time. I just didn't do it. I would not allow myself to be caught up into this kind of media frenzy. And so much of it, at this point, about 95% of, I can safely say 95% of it is not good. It is horrid. It is filled with fear and anxieties and greed and jealousy, envy. It's just filled with prejudice. It's angles and things to get people so caught up into pulling for a certain political party or a certain group, or buy a certain kind of clothes, or this, that, and the other. So we have to be aware of that. So you have to back away from those things, start spending time alone with God, thinking, processing, putting your life in order, writing down things that you recognize what you've gotten away from. You know, one of the things that I really enjoy when I'm reading the Word of God is about how Adam, and male and female, how they missed it in the garden, and how God reminded them that they missed it by just asking questions. And the questions he asked them, you ought to ask yourself, where am I? When God looked at Adam, he said, where are you, Adam? And now it wasn't that he didn't know where Adam was. He wanted Adam to recognize, this is not where we were supposed to meet, is it? Where are you meeting God? What has happened that you don't meet with him like you used to? What happens that church or going into fellowship or prayer with your family is not first priority? Why is it that the reading the Word of God or being with people who are spiritual is not your first order of business anymore? It's not a priority like it used to be. Why isn't the fellowship with the brothers or fellowship with the girls that's spiritual is not priority anymore? It's about trying to find something to relieve you from all of the anxiety and the frustration of the day. So before we go any further in all of the deep things that we're trying to categorize and analyze and prioritize in the world, stop first. Where are you spiritually? Okay, what have you done? What have you done for God? What have you done for someone else? One of the greatest joys you're ever going to have is fulfilling someone else's need, meeting someone else's need. When you help someone else be successful, it's going to help you feel better about you. So real talk. Where are you spiritually? You are a spirit, okay? And you have a soul, but you're in a body. Don't allow your body to lead you. Lead with your spirit. Guys, I love talking with you. Looking forward to getting back with you real soon. And remember, marriage is not a destination. It is a journey of love. Take care.